Hey, Ethan, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to ask in the preparation, the lead up to the Ravens game, what stood out about the way Jameis prepared, and maybe the way he led you guys with his unique personality?
Yeah, I think he just did a great job of practicing all week and taking the practice field to the game. Um, and he really just, he was just himself the whole week, and he was the same person on Sunday.
How does that, being himself all the way, how does that maybe help a team, especially like you guys who are, going through this 5 game losing streak and, maybe it's easy to, kind of be down.
Yeah, he's very charismatic. He's got a lot of energy, so he's fun to be around, and really appreciate his energy and everything. Like it says in the Bible, iron sharpens iron. So he, just the way he went throughout the week really helped us.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Cam.
Hey, Ethan, I know that, protection is beyond the offensive line. So for you, working with the receivers and the running backs this week, what maybe felt different that led to the success that you guys had against the Ravens?
Yeah, I think just the flow of the game. Like we ran the ball a little better, and then the play action picked up, and then Jameis got in a rhythm, and so I think it's just a whole group effort, and I think just as a group, we just did better this week.
DeJuan playing at left tackle for the first time in the NFL. For you, how did you see him go out there and tackle that assignment? And then, what did that week of work look like for him with you
Mhm.
guys as a unit?
Yeah, he's been working really hard. He's been working, doing stuff after practice, working on his conditioning, cardio. So I'm super happy for him. I thought he played great.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Ethan, what kind of an impact does having Wyatt Teller back in the lineup do for you guys yesterday?
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He brings it. He has those like blocks that like you really only see him have like when he's pulling and stuff. Like sometimes he's like some of those blocks he has, like he's the only person I'll ever see do that to someone. So he had a really good one yesterday, and like that kind of like sets the tempo because as an O lineman you see that you kind of like feed off that energy.
Did he? It looked like he was upset at one of the holding calls where he grabbed the guy and kind of buried him. Was that a bad call?
uh, you know, you gotta think about my perspective. So I'm on Wyatt's side, obviously, but then I don't want to be saying, the refs did this, did that. So I think just having more awareness around like the angles and where your guy is and when to let go and stuff. So I'm gonna play politics on this one and
Fair enough. Thanks.
yep.
All right, next we'll go to Spencer.
Hey Ethan, you guys have had so many issues with the pre-snap penalties this year, but yesterday it seemed like you guys kind of cut those down and it was less of a problem. Was there anything you guys did differently to sort of prepare for that, or was it as simple as, you just kind of mentally being in the right situation, the right state of mind, not to make those errors?
Well, I think you can like talk about it and watch it on film and all that stuff and all that you want. I think you just got to practice it better and practice it. It's never going to be perfect. Football's an imperfect game, but just the better we practice, the better you play on Sunday.
And then so much has been said from you and your teammates just about if you can just get one, maybe that's the start of something. So what can this win maybe do for you guys as you look to still kind of accomplish everything that you thought you could at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, just the way I see everything is like one day at a time, one week at a time. So really just working on this next one and then it definitely feels good though getting a win and like getting some positive energy.
Thanks, Ethan.
Yep.
All right, next we'll go to Tom.
Thanks, Jordan. Hey, Ethan, when a quarterback goes down with an injury because of the spotlight on him, do you think that makes everybody play a little harder, maybe sharpen things up a little bit just because it is such an important position?
Well, I think it's just more so next man out mentality, and you know, it's such a tough injury like for Deshaun, and hate seeing that happen to him. So like we do want to go out there and win for him, and play hard for him, and you know make him proud. So a little bit of all of that.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Ethan, can you describe how hard it's been for you guys to have to go through 7 different line combinations? You always hear about how the 5 guys on the line need to all be working together so closely. Just what has it been like? You've been out, other guys have been slow to come back from knee surgeries, Wyatt out. How challenging has this been for you guys this year?
Well, it's really just been next man up mentality, and you know, O-line, we're a very cohesive group, and so we've just been working through it. It's just football, it's an imperfect game, and there's gonna be injuries, there's gonna be, people fall on people's legs all the time, especially in the trenches. So it's just next man up mentality.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right, next we'll go to Cam.
Even going back to the penalties and cleaning those up, a lot of times, teams don't want to practice penalties specifically. You don't want to create bad habits. So for you guys to practice and ensure that you can clean those up, what does that look like as a team for you guys?
So like in terms of cleaning up penalties, yeah, I think it comes down to like practice and like talking through maybe like certain situations and stuff, and then just executing in practice. I really think that's a huge thing. And if there's a point of emphasis by the refs and stuff, just having that point of emphasis in your head, like, okay, I can't do this, I got to be really careful around this or whatever it may be. So I'd say that's probably my answer.
Thank you.
All right, and last one from Scott.
Ethan, what were those last few minutes like yesterday? First, the drive to go out to take the lead there, and then watching is Lamar threw the ball in the end zone those last couple plays.
Yeah, that last drive we had, that was a crazy drive. It was awesome. We just kept next play, next play, next play. And then, I just always have faith in our defense. Our defense is so good. So I was really just, cheering them on.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps us. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Hey, Juan, you're a vocal leader on this team. So I guess for you to go so long without a win and to walk off the field into that locker room, what did that feel like, and what was the team's reaction to finally getting the win you were searching for?
It's been a couple weeks since we'd had a win. Kind of forgot what it felt like for a little bit, but after that game, when the ball finally hit the ground, it was a great feeling. We haven't had one in a while, and I feel like today, like, guys are in a lot better mood, just because we finally got us a win. And I think it's the perfect opportunity for us to take off and actually turn this thing around.
And how do you shift that momentum to make sure you aren't, weighing on this win too heavily, but also letting it be a foundation for you, a stepping stone for you guys moving forward?
1-0 each week. It's that simple. Like, we enjoy the win for, I would say, 24 hours. And then after that, you got to put that game aside and just move on and focus on the next opponent.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Juan, what was that last drive like for the Ravens when you guys are on defense? Kind of strategically and then mentally going through that.
They had, I guess it was like 50-some seconds. The mindset is just don't let them score. That was the main thing. But when you got a quarterback like that, like Lamar, the guy can extend plays. You can have guys covered, and then he scramble out. You have to be aware of him scrambling. And then at the same time, you have to plaster in the back end, because these guys, the receivers that he got, they just know how to get open. It was, I'm not going to say stressful, but it was pretty tough. They were moving the ball, and then like our mindset was just we couldn't let them get in the end zone. Guys fought to the last second, and that's all that mattered.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Tom.
Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, Lamar scares me, Juan. I don't know about you, man. That guy is unbelievable. Hey,
Yeah.
have you had a chance to talk to Denzel? I know you guys obviously care for each other as teammates? And, how worried are you about his situation now that he's, amassed so many concussions now?
I really haven't had a chance to talk to Denzel. I'm pretty sure Denzel's in the training staff. They're gonna do everything possible to protect him. Um, I just hope they go about it the right way.
And in terms of JOK going down, how tough was that to see? For the second week in a row, you have a cart coming on the field to take one of your top players off.
I mean, it hurt all of us. You had guys that were very emotional, when they saw that he went down. JOK is a leader of our defense, like he's a guy that's going to make a lot of plays. He's that spark for our defense, and losing a guy like that, it hurts. That's our brother. You never want to see anybody go down like that. But everybody out there, they're going to play hard for him each and every week until he get back out there. And I'm praying for my boy.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Spencer. Spencer, no.
Sorry.
Okay.
The last two times you guys have played Lamar one, it seems like I don't know if it's like that you found something, but he's kind of thrown, he threw two picks in the game in Baltimore last year, had some that he kind of threw up to you guys. Just obviously he's a challenging player to defend, but what is it that maybe you guys have sort of tapped into to force some mistakes, and how do you sort of defend him in that way to make him to give you some of those chances to make plays?
You got to go into it knowing that Lamar's a good quarterback and the team that we're playing against is a very good team. Like, you can't get down on yourself. We're going to throw our punches. They threw some of their punches as well, and they landed some, we landed some. We just got to continue to be fundamentally sound in your technique, and just hoping that he make a mistake. He threw a couple up there that we probably should have intercepted, but we didn't get. But I feel like it's just guys doing their 111. That's all it takes to stop a guy like that. Like, if you're responsible for the quarterback, you're responsible for him. You got to take care of him. And if you're responsible to your responsibility is to guard the receivers, you do that. It's just guys not trying to do too much, just doing their job.
And then so many of you guys in the locker room have just talked about, if you can get one, maybe this can become something special and you guys can make a run. So as you reflect on this one, what can this one mean for you guys moving forward?
I mean, it's just one more win. Like, it's that simple, Every time you get a win, it's huge in this league. We got one. Like I said, we're going to celebrate for 24 hours and it'll be over just like that. And we got to start focusing on the Chargers. Because I mean, all of these teams that we have coming up are AFC opponents, and each one we can gain and each one we can win is just a better opportunity for us to make the playoffs. Like, a lot of people don't understand that we're actually in a better situation than a lot of people. Like, they just don't get it. They look at our record, they're like, you guys only won 2 games. But if you really take a step back and push that aside, and you notice that, like, all of our losses have really came from NFC opponents. Like, I don't want to say that they didn't mean anything, but they weren't as important as these next few games that we have coming up. We have, I guess, 9, I would say, AFC games coming up. And if we win these games, perfect opportunity to put us in a great situation and making this playoff run.
Thanks, Juan.
All right, next we go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, I was going to ask you some things along those lines. So I guess my question is then, do you feel like even at 1-6, did you guys really still believe? And now that you're 2-6, when you guys, talk like that, do you feel like that's the pervasive feeling in the locker room, that everybody still believes that anything is possible?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't see anyone giving up. Like, when we were 1-6 and we started going into this AFC, I think it was this past week. I think I stepped up and said something. I had to, like, tell everybody to take a step back. Like, don't think about our record. Think about what's ahead of us. And it was all AFC opponents. At that point, I think we were, no, it was 2 weeks ago. At that point, I think we were 1-1 in the AFC and we had lost. So we were 1-2, and now we're 2-2. Like, and I looked at the teams in the AFC, like, everyone it's like neck and neck, you might have like 4 teams that's like in front of us, maybe with a better AFC record. But other than that, like, everyone else has like only 1 AFC win or 2 AFC wins, and we're sitting at 2 wins. So I don't think anyone is like, even at 1-6, was sitting like the season's over. Like we're just continuously trying to, stack wins, and we can just keep this thing rolling.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Cam.
As a defense, you guys have been making some big time plays and kind of been waiting for that complementary football for all three phases to kind of click. In a game like yesterday, is that what it should feel like? Is that kind of what you guys have been working for? And was there more to be seen from you all three phases working together?
Oh yeah, I mean, like we never felt like we can put a complete game together as a team, and I feel like, yesterday was just something different. I don't know what it was. I couldn't really put my fingers on it, but I just feel like the offense, they put some great drives together. Like I'm just looking at that first quarter. I think the defense was only out there for one series, and that's like incredible. If you can put drives together like that, and then if you look at our special teams, guys were like flying around out there. Coach said something about there was, I think, 10 guys on the team that either had a solo tackle or assist tackle. That means that everyone's getting to the football. So I think we finally put it all together. And, when you're playing like that, you have a great chance to win.
And then real quick back to Jeremiah, what was it like for you when you found out that he was okay, he was walking around, he was going to be released from the hospital, to get that good news from him in a scary situation like that?
I mean, it was great. You never want anyone to be injured. And I actually felt like the situation was a lot better than a lot of other people probably thought about, just because I was close to him. Like at first I was nervous because I was listening to him. I think he said something like, yeah, I can't roll over or something like that. And I was like so scared. Like whenever you can't move, that's a scary sight. But then like I was sitting there just observing the whole time. He started to move like different parts of his body, his arms, his legs. And I was like, okay, this situation is a lot better than what a lot of people might think it is. And I'm happy that he's moving around. Everything is so much better than what we expected. So, like I said, I'm praying for him, and hopefully we can get him back out there on the field.
Thanks, Juan.
All right, and last one from Scott.
Hey, Juan, you mentioned the offense overall, but what did you think of how Jameis played yesterday in his first start in a couple of years?
I mean, the guy played lights out, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's some passes out there got me a little scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. He probably was scared too. But he definitely played a great game. I was just watching, just wanted to see how he was gonna play, how he was gonna operate out there. He did a great job, putting the team on his back, dropping back, just watching him go through his progression, finding the second, third option. I mean, the guy was, I can't really explain how well he played. That's just look at the stats. The guy, he gave us a win, helped us win, and was delivering the ball out there.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Juan. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank y'all.